Right now at 10, new Wisconsin vape laws leaving some shelves empty, how it's impacting businesses and customers.
And the push for more child care in Eau Claire, how state officials are looking into the issue.
Plus, the clock ticking on Capitol Hill. President Trump's meeting with congressional leaders as the government shutdown deadline approaches.
Watching WKBT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 10.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 10. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Wisconsin's vaping law is creating challenges for local smoke shops.
News 8 Now's Jadius McGee joins us in the newsroom with how shops are dealing with the changes. Jadius.
It's been about a month since the law has been enforced in Wisconsin. We spoke with a shop owner who asked to remain anonymous about how the changes are impacting businesses and customers. Since September 1st, smoke shops across Wisconsin have been required to remove vape products that have not been pre-approved by the FDA or included in the state directory. If they refuse, they may face fines up to $1,000 per item.
Definitely seen a reduction in business. We've had, some of our other products to keep us afloat, luckily, but it's definitely hit, it's rough.
Shop owners say the law has been confusing, with many customers unaware of the changes until products disappeared from shelves.
A lot of customers have been really frustrated. I've had a lot of people come in, have absolutely no idea what was going on with the law. This happened really abruptly for a lot of people, and a lot of them just didn't have time to prepare with the products that they either, want or need.
Critics of the law argue the ban won't stop demand, but instead it'll shift where people spend their money.
People are still going to get the products. All that you're doing is removing the money from the state that we all rely on.
Now, shop owners say they will continue to adjust, but many wonder what this could mean for the future of small shops. Reporting in the newsroom, Jadius McGee, News 8 Now.
Thank you, Jadius. Missy Hughes is joining the race for Wisconsin governor. The Viroqua native served as the state economic development director under Governor Tony Evers. She also worked as an executive at Organic Valley Dairy Cooperative. Hughes says she will work to reject divisive politics.
I think Wisconsinites are just so tired of the division and the fighting and the yelling and all of it. And so what I've seen and what I've been able to do is sit at tables with community leaders, identify the real challenges that a community is facing, what their priorities are for fixing those challenges, and working to bring resources to the table to help them get things done.
She joins fellow Democrats Sarah Rodriguez, David Crowley, Kelda Royce, Francesca Hong, Ryan Sternad, and Brett Holsey in the race.
In La Crosse, the first public sessions on the city administrator position happen tomorrow. One is at noon, then at 6 p.m. at the Black River Beach Neighborhood Center. The position has drawn some criticism. It would take over some mayoral duties and pay in the range of $190,000.
State secretaries met with Eau Claire business owners to discuss the impact of child care on the state's economy and workforce. The discussion focused on the successes and barriers employers face in providing child care related benefits. A survey from the Department of Children and Families found that 64% of employers believe child care benefits help them keep employees, but say they're hard to implement because of the cost.
Childcare is the workforce that lets everybody else go to work. And really starting to think about how this whole of government approach, how childcare is a thing that's touching all the parts of it.
Pirtle was joined by secretaries from the Department of Workforce Development and the Department of Administration. He says they're also looking into the challenges families and child care providers face.
A former Hudson teacher is pleading guilty to child sex crimes. Madison Bergman entered guilty pleas to child enticement and sexual misconduct by school staff as part of a plea deal. Investigators say Bergman exchanged more than 35,000 texts with an 11-year-old student. The criminal complaint details of kissing and sexual contact. Sentencing is December 22nd. An 18-year-old La Crosse man is in custody for an alleged hit and run Friday morning. David Resto is accused of crashing into a car at King and 16th Street after failing to stop at a stop sign. Police say he was speeding and severely injured the woman driving the other vehicle. Authorities arrested him Saturday night near the Oktoberfest grounds. A preliminary hearing is October 6th.
A vigil was held in La Crosse tonight to honor and celebrate the life of Charlie Kirk. Attendees joined in prayer, worship, and a candlelight service at the Riverside Park Bandshell.
The whole point of this is unity. I want anyone and everyone to come here that, whether they have the same opinions I do or not, this is about bringing people together and ultimately with my faith glorifying God in the best way that I know how. And I absolutely don't think that political violence has a place anywhere.
Roughly 150 people attended tonight's hour-long vigil.
Congress has until midnight tomorrow to approve a federal spending bill and avoid a government shutdown. And that has Democratic senators, including Wisconsin's Tammy Baldwin, taking to the Senate floor today. Democrats want to keep tax credits for Americans with health care through the Affordable Care Act. Now, those tax credits are set to expire at the end of the year, which Baldwin says will harm millions.
Their costs will go up on average by 75%. 4 million of these Americans are going to get that letter and realize that they cannot afford health care at all anymore.
A Democratic testimony comes as President Trump met with congressional leaders at the White House today, but as CBS's Erica Brown reports, both sides say progress isn't being made.
President Trump met with Republican and Democratic congressional leaders at the White House Monday in a last-ditch effort to avert a looming government shutdown. Democratic leaders say it's now up to the president to find a solution.
But it's now in the president's hands. He can avoid a shutdown if he gets the Republican leaders to go along with what we want.
At issue, health care. Democrats are pushing for a spending bill that includes an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits and rolls back Medicaid funding cuts.
Democrats are fighting to protect the health care of the American people. And we are not going to support a partisan Republican spending bill that continues to gut the health care of everyday Americans. Period. Full stop.
Republicans say the demands are unreasonable and want to pass a short-term spending bill that would fund the government until mid-November, negotiating demands with Democrats on health care at a later time.
You don't put a gun to the American people's head and say, unless you do exactly what Senate and House Democrats want you to do, we're going to shut down your government. That's exactly what they're proposing out there.
If Congress doesn't get something to President Trump to sign by Tuesday night, the government faces a temporary shutdown and thousands of federal workers could be furloughed. A shutdown could lead to delays in Social Security checks in some veterans services, along with closures of national parks and museums.
But we're going to see, but the radical left Democrats want to shut it down.
President Trump has repeatedly blamed Democrats for the stalemate, and the White House has threatened mass firings at federal agencies if no deal is reached. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Well, definitely a warm start to the work week, and that's really going to continue with a little bit of fluctuation in temperatures over the next couple days, but really the main theme throughout the week is warm and dry as we enter really October. For tonight's lows, a little bit milder for some areas, but overall still above average, mid to upper 50s override. A little bit more cloud covers go throughout the night, but still mainly mild conditions. There's all the cloud cover beginning to approach, and all that really shows is a lot of high clouds or mid-level clouds are going to be streaming northward, but that's really what you're going to see in the next couple days. Nothing precipitation-wise to come with it. So as you wake up, you can see basically a little bit of high clouds that'll continue throughout the day, getting up to about 77 degrees about noon, so a little bit drop from yesterday to noon for Eau Claire, and the same story for La Crosse too. The cloud cover will be there, just high clouds, so still some sun to come through, but overall just getting up to about 78 once again, still above average starting off at 59. So going forward, we'll kind of break down how long this summer stretch of weather will continue and if we got any precipitation in the forecast, and that all coming up a bit later in the broadcast.
All right, thank you, Greg.
A La Crosse summertime staple is getting ready to close for the season. In a Facebook post, Rudy's Drive-In announced they will close in about 2 weeks. They're open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. daily. The Sparta location is already closed for the season.
It's a sure sign that Oktoberfest is over. Today, volunteers taking down stages, tents, and tables. According to the Fest's executive director, around 48,000 people visited the four-day fest. Oktoberfest wrapped up its 64th year with free admission yesterday. Organizers say they're already planning for next year. Of course, the real finale for Oktoberfest, today's annual Ladies' Day luncheon. Past and present Mrs. Oktoberfest invite festers to mingle with the royal family and reflect on the week of fun. Organizers say it's a great way to close everything out.
Still to come, a sacred harvest. A Franciscan sister uses gardening to educate students and nourish her fellow sisters.
Tomorrow on News 8 Now this morning, the government getting closer to shutting down, what it means for you, plus the breakfast favorite that could soon cost too much, and Costco's holiday item that has people freaking out when we see you at 5 a.m.
Is your relationship suffering from nagging bed aches? Try the Sealy Posturepedic. Can you feel the support? That's the Precision Fit coils. They flex to your body, supporting you where you need it most. Stop stressing, start sleeping with Slumberland's 365-night sleep guarantee.
They often say variety is the spice of life. Well, if that's what you're looking for, the Board Store is your destination, because we have variety. We have windows and doors. We have siding. We have sunrooms. We have kitchens. We have bathrooms. We have flooring. We have tile. Whatever your home improvement needs are, interior or exterior, there's no better destination than the Board Store showrooms at 524 Copeland Avenue in La Crosse.
Sunken or uneven concrete only worsens with time due to changing seasons, stress on the slab, or poorly compacted soil. Your sunken concrete won't get better with time, but it will with our modern solutions. Choose American Waterworks.
Okay, let's see. Headlines from News 8 Now? Check. Live updates all day? Check. Local breaking news? Yep. Weather every 10 minutes? Yes, please. Well, that was an easy choice. News 8 Plus. It puts the now in your day.
Even getting out of bed is a struggle.
Sounds like a lot of pressure.
And pain.
Good thing you came to Slumberland. This Tempur Pro Adapt provides adaptive support and pressure relief to help you sleep.
Getting out of this bed is gonna be a struggle.
Slumberland. Stop stressing, start sleeping.
A sister from the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration is inspiring area youth to cultivate a deep love and respect for nature. And in doing so, she's also nourishing her fellow sisters at the congregation. Meet Sister Lucy Slinger, our September hometown hero.
What do you have there? More tomatoes?
In the FSPA garden, there's plenty of tomatoes to go around.
These kids have picked, I think it's 90-some pounds of big tomatoes.
And there's more where that came from. Fruits, squash, beans, and
More sweet potatoes. You found a few. Those are going to be really good.
all part of a bountiful harvest.
I've never seen such abundance.
Picked by the hands of some very helpful stewards.
It's a very productive garden this year, thanks to the heavy work of the interns and volunteers.
The garden at St. Joseph's Ridge works as a living classroom with curious pupils, this time from Aquinas High School, and with Sister Lucy as their professor.
Everything I do out here is to just either pass my knowledge on to a next generation or encourage people to develop a real sincere care and respect for nature.
Sister Lucy joined the Franciscan Sisters of Perpetual Adoration in 2001, vowing to live a life based on the values of St. Francis of Assisi.
A reverence for nature is what I really am about. I believe the land is sacred, and I believe it's up to us to take care of it and do the best we can with what God has given us.
She's made us more aware of the importance of nature and the importance of natural foods. Her background is a lot in education, and she uses those gifts really, really well.
Her classroom curriculum is simple.
Hey, you want to help me? Sure. Number one, have fun. But number two, get some kind of connection with the nature. I just have them do weeding, harvesting.
All that tilling and tending is going towards something much bigger, providing nourishment for the rest of the sisters at FSPA.
In today's world, almost everybody's eating nothing but processed food. We want to provide healthy, good food for the congregation.
And the sisters love it.
Yeah, we all like fresh vegetables that are locally grown. I like pickles, so cucumbers.
And you have that on your plate today?
I have it on my plate.
Sister Karen's favorite,
A big ripe tomato from the garden, and it was just so super, super good.
Sister Lucy's.
So as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing better than green beans.
No matter the vegetable or flower or fruit, it's abundantly clear the garden is flourishing with good things.
You know, everybody's born with this amount of energy given to them from God to do work, to do good work. I couldn't be happier spending mine on sharing what I know with others. It's beautiful, and I love living out here.
And if you know anyone who is doing good works in your community, please nominate them to be our next hometown hero. Just go to news8000.com and click on the Features tab. We'll have more news ahead, but first.
Got a stretch of summer-like conditions that'll continue potentially for another 7 to 8 days. We'll break down what the temperature look like then, and when we actually will get back to more fall-like conditions. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
How do you find the best personal injury lawyer? You ask other lawyers. Every partner at Bygoff and Rohde has been ranked in the top 5% by their peers. Hire the MVPs of personal injury. Call BGR.
Please be our guest and find an experience. Find new friends. Find more than you expected by finding more than just a concert. Now please, find your seat. And find yourself at the Symphony this October. Get your season tickets at lacrossesymphony.org.
It's the simplest expression. The smallest thing that changes everything. A smile. So easy. A smile lights it up. Apologizes. And welcomes unconditionally. Because the shortest distance between two people is a smile.
Thank you.
Hy-Vee, where there's a helpful smile in every aisle.
Dental implants are often the best solution to severe dental issues. If you have infection in your mouth, it does cause trouble other places. A lot of people ignore infection for way too long. And when they finally do something about it, they say not only do they like what they did here, but they feel better overall. In the end, you can have a smile you're proud of and a very healthy mouth.
We're an implant-focused practice. If you think you have a full mouth of challenges, come see us. Come down for a free consultation.
Oktoberfest kicks off Thursday, October 2nd at Fleet Farm. Join us all month for show-stopping deals, contests, and freebies every weekend. This Saturday, October 4th, the first 100 customers can score a free gift card worth up to $100. Grab a sweet fall favorite at our Caramel Apple Bar and enjoy free hot dogs, yard games, and more. Don't miss the fun at Fleet Farm's Oktoberfest. It's our way of saying thanks for your continued business. For details, visit fleetfarm.com/Oktoberfest.
Some decisions you can make quickly. I'm all in. But when you're hiring a personal injury lawyer, trust me, you're gonna win big. Do your research and object to anything less than the best. Call BGR.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
As we go into the first day of October, all the areas now average temperatures are in below 72. So really it's from the mid to upper 60s as we get to the first day of October. Lows pretty much for everyone now should be back in the 40s, even low 40s. And we're a time of the year where a lot of areas are going to start seeing, or should have saw already, the first frost of the season. And we're not going to see any of those temperatures quite yet, but we are in the season for that, just to give you an idea where we stand right now. Fortunately, like I said, we're going to be in the 80s, 70s at least, and then 80s. The only thing we have to do with the next couple days really is this more high clouds that will begin to approach from the south, some moisture being lifted north. But all the precipitation is not going to be a factor because we're going to be so dry at the lower levels, we're not going to see much. So that is associated out to the west. If you want more updates on the hurricane that we have, or two of the tropical storms, just check out our website. We do a hit every about Tuesday that kind of outlines the conditions out there and the forecast going forward. For us, there's the cloud cover that we kind of deal with overall that'll be coming through the time frame from Tuesday all the way through Wednesday, because the warm front will be lifting north, and really it's just the cloud cover overall that we'll see all the way to about Thursday morning, give or take. I think you can see conditions occasionally becoming overcast, but I think most of the time you'll see some sun coming through there. The good news, once we get to Thursday morning, we'll lose a lot of that cloud cover as the warm front lifts north on weekends. We'll have much more sun going into Thursday and Friday, which will make a difference in the temperatures going forward. And you'll see this overall, like tomorrow, maybe a degree or two cooler, especially west and north you go, but overall still low to mid 80s. We'll see that little bit of a drop more as we go into Wednesday, there's your low temperatures, but for Wednesday's highs, back more into the 70s too, as the winds turn more of the southeast. So the cloud cover will linger through Wednesday. That probably could be the day where you might see occasionally overcast, but most of the time you'll see some sun. As I mentioned, we'll lose that going Thursday, so our temperatures will come right back up into the low to mid 80s and even higher going into Friday. And Friday could be the day where we'll see more areas like today that were in the upper 80s to potentially 90s too, as we could continue to dry out. So you can see there's a lot more 90s potentially in southern Minnesota all the way to northern Iowa, where they actually saw some today too. Now, if you're wondering if it's record, it'll come close. I think La Crosse, 97 was definitely a hot day on this year because most areas were pretty much in the 90s or near the 90s. And right now we're going to probably be a few degrees under that, but we'll have to keep an eye. If it does warm up, we might touch that like we did today. So that's going to be probably the warmest day minus today going forward. Now, if you're wondering what precipitation chances going forward, we do have a front that'll be approaching from the west. The problem is it's very slow and it's going to start falling apart. By Friday night and Saturday night, it gets close to like northwest Wisconsin and probably eastern Minnesota, but then it kind of falls apart, lifts back north for Saturday. So even though the precipitation will probably be right to our west, we'll have a little bit more cloud cover for the weekend. The chance of precipitation, I think, is going to really hold off for the weekend until we go to Sunday night and then Monday for a system to come through. But even then, it's not that impressive. So the weekend should be overall warm and dry with more clouds. And then we do look like we're going to get back to more average temperatures next week at some point. In fact, we'll probably be well into the 60s for highs beyond Tuesday. So that looks to be where we should be. So definitely enjoy it, but we'll get back to, as I say, reality probably next week where we should be.
It's coming.
It's coming, yes.
Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, staff shakeup. A familiar face joins the Badger basketball coaching staff. Plus, the Packers are 2-1-1 entering their bye. Hear from Green Bay's QB1 and star edge rusher. Jacob is next.
We see you out there doing things your way. So why not shop where that's valued? Blaine's Farm and Fleet is an original family-owned company where you can find the quality products you need at unbeatably low prices. Like assorted bags of Halloween candy. Buy two, get one free. These Best Air furnace filters, just $10.99. Rewards members save an extra $1. Plus, we offer Blaine's best price promise, guaranteeing you'll always find the lowest price with us or we'll match it. Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Be an original.
Get an 11% rebate on everything at Menards. Build a perfect patio for relaxing or entertaining. Choose from the largest in-stock selection of pavers and patio blocks. Start your project today and get an 11% rebate on all landscaping blocks. Explore our wide collection of Larson storm doors. Whether you're looking for extra security, fresh air, or natural light, we have the right door for you. Get this Lakeview storm door for $299.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
As your local Touchstone Energy Cooperative, we wear many hats. We take pride in serving our members and our community by going the extra mile in everything we do. Because we not only work here, we live here. Touchstone Energy Cooperatives, your source for power and information.
During the Drive into Fall event, save on our most popular models. Remaining 2025 Ram 1500 pickups are 20% off MSRP, a savings of up to $14,500 on a new Laramie Crew Cab, and a new 2025 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo with heated seats, remote start, and Apple CarPlay, just $36,790, which is $7,000 off MSRP, less than a used one. So come see us today at Chrysler Winona, Highway 61, Winona.
Covering all the exciting action from your community. Here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, after one of the most entertaining NFL games you'll see all season, things concluded in odd fashion as the Packers and Cowboys ended in a 40-40 tie last night. Green Bay took an early 13-0 lead with 2 touchdowns by Romeo Doubs. Dallas then shifted momentum by blocking an extra point right here and scoring a 2-point conversion. Dallas then added 14 more points to lead 16-13 at halftime. In the second half, both teams traded touchdowns with Doubs scoring his 3rd to retake the lead. A late score by George Pickens would put Dallas ahead again, but Brandon McManus tied it with a 53-yard field goal to send the game to overtime. Both teams added only field goals in OT, ending in the second highest scoring tie in NFL history. Even though they didn't lose the game, it's not a performance that Green Bay felt was up to par.
No, it sucks. You know, it doesn't feel good. It feels kind of weird. You know, it's my first time going through a tie. It feels weird to, you know, play a full game and in a tie. So it's definitely tough. Offensively, we did some good things. I still think we left a lot out there.
Very disappointed, just overall how we performed. That's why it's so pivotal that, you know, we play complementary football, because today Jordan played like the player he was, and we let him down. We didn't live up to the expectations on defense.
And it is the Packers' first time being involved in a tie since 2018. Green Bay will look to add a healthier roster here next week when they get off of their bye, facing Cincinnati at home on October 12th. Let's go to the Green Island tennis courts for MVC girls tournament action. Flight 1 doubles. Runner-up goes to Thomas Lauren Stevens and Sophia Hayes. They would win their semifinal match 6-2 and 6-0. The top-seeded doubles team was Onalaska's Caroline Clark and Tisan Benusa, and they were on fire in their semifinal match, getting the win 6-1, 6-0. They would go on to be crowned MVC doubles champions. Runner-up in the Flight 1 singles championships goes to Onalaska's Mara Klein, as she would win her semifinal match 6-1, 6-0 to advance to the final. And your MVC singles title goes to Aquinas' Tenzin Nelson. Here she is in her semifinal match. Nelson had the backhand and forehand working today, as she would win 6-1, 6-2. Blue Golds were your champions in the team scores. Onalaska finishing second, while Toma takes third. Over in girls volleyball, we have Winona taking on La Crescent Hoka. From the very beginning, both teams would take turns jumping ahead of the other, trading points back and forth. Eventually, the Lancers would go up 20-16, but the Windhawks, with some key blocks from the Great Wall of Winona, that would tie the game up at 20. Then on match point, once again, some help from junior Callie Thompson up front. The home team would complete the comeback 25-22 to take an exciting first set. This one would go all the way to 5, and at last check, it was the Lancers who held an 11-9 advantage in the frame. Well, the Badgers coaching staff is enduring a small shakeup as Kirk Penny, a special assistant for the last 2 seasons, is leaving the team. But a familiar face will be returning to the Kohl Center this coming season as Brad Davison is rejoining the Wisconsin staff in that same role. Davison played under head coach Greg Gard for 5 years, and he is one of 5 Badgers in history with 1,500 points, 500 rebounds, and 300 assists. The regular season begins on November 3rd against Campbell. And a bit of a shocker today from Minnesota, as the Twins are firing head coach Rocco Baldelli. Baldelli was the head coach of Minnesota for the last 7 seasons, where the franchise won 3 AL Central titles. The decision comes after a 2025 campaign where the Twins had a fire sale at the trade deadline, and the team finished with a record of 70-92. He leaves with an overall record of 527 and 505, making him the 3rd winningest coach in Twins history. All right, that's it for sports. More news on the other side of the break.
For residential, commercial, or high-speed doors, come to LaCrosse Glass and Overhead Doors. We carry a variety of CHI door styles designed to fit your vision. Get your free quote today.
I do like knowing the person that's sitting across from my desk. I've formed a lot of relationships over the years based on trust. When I see the look on a member's face, when I say, yes, this loan is good, you're good to go, it makes me happy. To me, being the team you can trust is honesty. When you do a loan with me at Firefighters Credit Union, like everything we do, it's not about the car, it's about you.
Everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
Jolivet Family Farms. There's no substitute for homegrown freshness. Get fresh and locally grown carrots, cucumbers, peppers, radishes, cabbage, cauliflower, potatoes, zucchini, dill, onions, tomatoes, blueberries, and our triple sweet corn. Find unique lawn, garden, and home decor, as well as fresh cut flowers and arrangements. Take home some cookies, breads, bars, and pies from our homemade bakery. Buy fresh, buy local. Open daily year-round. Jolivet Family Farms, West Salem.
I'm a martial artist, a skydiver, a pilot, and all of them require your feet to work. Get up in the morning and it felt like I was standing on marbles on my heel. When I went into the Good Feet store, the fitting was personalized. It was all about me. You put in the arch supports and your day becomes better and the sun shines, the unicorns run by, and you know, it's a good life. I'm Randy and that's my Good Feet story.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
You already know. Derek Van Orden voted for the largest Medicaid cut in history. A quarter of nursing homes forced to close. Rural hospitals in Wisconsin at risk of closure. And tens of thousands of Wisconsinites could lose health coverage. But did you know Van Orden's vote could raise electricity costs in Wisconsin $300 a year? Also, Van Orden could give wealthy elites another tax break. Tell Derek Van Orden, stop making us pay more.
For residential, commercial, or high-speed doors, come to Lacrosse Glass and Overhead Doors. We carry a variety of CHI door styles designed to fit your vision. Get your free quote today.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A 74-year-old Iowa runner has reached quite a milestone. Mike Oliver completed his 100th marathon this weekend at the Quad Cities Marathon.
The Moline native has been running every Quad Cities Marathon since the event began 20 years ago. Oliver says nothing compares to the views of the Mississippi River during the race.
A lot of folks hear about the Boston Marathon. It's okay as far as scenery and whatnot, but it's got nothing to compare with like the Great Mississippi and going over these beautiful long bridges and the Arsenal Island and the golf course nearby.
Oliver also accomplished another major goal last year, running a marathon in all 50 states and Washington, D.C. Look at that.
I mean, that's commitment right there.
That
for
is,
sure.
but I get it. Like, as long as there's a good scenery, you can go as long as you want. Like, I ran a half marathon before in Houston, and I was like, I'm never doing that again because I didn't feel motivated to continue because you're just around concrete. But yeah, he's got the views of the Mississippi River.
It probably does make a difference.
It's something to look forward to at every run, I'd imagine.
Yeah, congrats to him. I can only do a couple. And
That's too many. All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
You may not realize it, but Boyers
and Pleasning have a lot in common.
We used to be neighbors at West and South Avenue.
Then we moved south to Ward Avenue.
And we moved north to George and Gillette. But we still have a lot in common, like comfort.
Like the comfort of a Pleasning taco.
The comfort of a Boyers sofa.
Pleasning chili.
A Boyers love seat.
Pleasning rubs.
The ultimate in comfort. A Boyers recliner.
And a Pleasning Bloody Mary.
When you need a truck to get you from the job site to the campsite, drive your story with a new Ram from Pischke Motors.
Get your Ram now during the Drive into Fall sales event. Stop into Pischke Motors to save over 15% off MSRP on a 2025 Ram 1500. Plus, get 3.9% financing for 72 months. Ram trucks are built to serve power. So get in a Ram today. Hurry in because this offer ends September 30th. Go to Pischke.com, Pischke Motors West Salem, or Pischke Motors La Crosse.
I'm standing here at the warehouse this morning where some 30 to 40 installers depart every morning. You've been thinking about new windows. I've been thinking about new windows for over 40 years. And my promise to you is that these fine installers that leave here every morning install the finest windows available in the market today, expert installation, always at a good value. If you're looking for new replacement windows, today would be a great day to reach out to the board store and set up a prompt free estimate.
Darling, I believe everything's gonna be alright. No need to worry because you got somebody on your side. We all need a fam, we all need a crew. When you're in a jam, don't know what to do. Just reach out your hand and we'll see you through. Doesn't matter where you're at, we got your back. We got your back.
With a Medica health plan, you're not just covered, you're cared for.
We got your back.
I lost my son to an accidental drug overdose. This is why we created the George Ford Recovery Foundation to champion drug use awareness, funding, and solutions so we don't lose any more kids. You know, there's an effective, simple solution. Narcan kits help save lives in seconds. They're required in schools in many states, but sadly, not in Wisconsin. Help us become the next state to implement them and save lives. So please call your state senator today.
Okay, hard to say, a couple degrees cooler tomorrow, but it may be, instead of 87, it might be 84, but still
Okay.
warm overall. Clouds, and then we definitely warm back up. Potentially could get close to 90 maybe on Friday. We'll keep an eye on that, but definitely a warm and dry stretch.
All right.
Keeping us on our toes. October tomorrow. Yep. Thanks for joining us tonight at 10.
We'll see you tomorrow.